right. It's like doing Daredevil, grabbing that. You know you have an audience for this.
That comes out soon, dude. I'm jacking it to that.
Yeah. Tied into my childhood, and it's a ticket sold.
You don't sit there and try to console them inside the fucking movie theater so everybody else has to suffer. If you do that, fuck you. Fuck you.
We're like three kids with ADHD.
There's a lot of news. Let's go.
Stick around, cause I am coming back. And I know someday I'm gonna make it better.
Talk about shit we talk about anyway. Just sit here.
Seriously. That's the plan. That's the dream. But anyway. All right, let's get to the show.
This week.
Really?
For the next 2 weeks, I think. You get 30% off, dude.
Really?
If you pre-order, yeah, fuck yeah.
Do they have a return? Can you return games like trade-in?
I don't know.
No, Best Buy does that.
Best Buy and GameStop.
But 30% off, dude.
That's pretty good. I'm usually so behind that I'll get like the version before the latest version for like $12.
Yeah, I got you.
That's probably the way to go.
I like.
It is.
I'll tell you what I like is that fucking. I got the external. Well, we can talk about it on the show.
Yeah. We can talk about it on the show.
I'm all about this external hard drive on that bitch. And then you got
external hard drive.
dude. You got linked to
on your Xbox.
Yeah, I got linked to my phone. So like, if I want to like get a game, I can download it. It'll download, and by the time I get home, it's on.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, like you hit on your phone. You hit on your phone.
Fucking money. There's an app. It's on my personal phone. I left it in my
That
truck.
don't even make sense. It'll go that far.
What do you mean? You're downloading games?
Fuck yeah, dude.
Dude, that's crazy. What about if the servers go down?
It's on my external hard drive, bro.
You're gonna need a disc.
It's on my
some type of hard media.
And it's not like a movie too, because think about it.
What do
like,
you got? How big of hard drive?
It's like some Seagate. It's here 2 or 4 terabytes.
Dude, Jesus Christ, man, that's a lot. How many games can you get on that? Like 20, 30?
Dude, remember the ripping days?
With a 4, you have to be able to get 30.
I forget.
Remember ripping days when you used to you get like you max out your subscription to Netflix?
Yeah.
And you get like 3 or 4 at a time, and you just use some ripping software. And
but video games.
I would never do that. That's
video
against
games.
the law.
Video
You
games
never
are
did,
different.
right?
No, I heard about criminals that did that.
Video games are different than movies because like they get old after a while.
Yeah.
And then a new one comes out. It's not like a movie where it's like forever.
Oh, that's BS. So you can't tell me you don't go back to old video games.
Not really. I honestly don't. Like I'll play it for a while. Like I've been playing that World War II like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
But once like a new one comes out, I'll play that. And then I'll be like over it. Like I might go back.
Do you ever beat these games?
Yeah, like I play World War II. I'm playing campaign.
That's
Again, the campaign's sick too. Actually, by the way,
I can't. I mean, I love video games and I love the graphics, but my problem is learning the controllers and getting used to it.
Yeah.
Well, that's why the campaigns are the shit because you're not like playing other people where you feel like you get like anxiety.
I know this is going to be a shock to you, but I don't have the time to really do that. When I'm watching when I'm watching movies, I can stream from my phone. I just don't have the time to sit like for 3-4 hours to learn.
You don't have to play 3-4 hours. I play like an hour or 2 a night.
But for me,
that's hard to do, man.
Yeah.
Not really. I mean,
play an hour and cut it.
Well, dude, on the weekends I play a little bit more. But like at night, you know what I mean? I get my fix. So I'm fucking good.
That's good, man. I mean,
it's like stress reliever, just blowing people
totally,
up.
man. Totally.
Like,
I get pissed off about video games these days? Freaking couch co-op, man.
What's that?
What the fuck's that?
Couch co-op's when you and your buddies can sit down and start blasting shit, and, like fight other team members.
So why are you pissed off?
Because they don't have it on a lot of games. You know what I mean? Why would they? Because it's like, even like the boys, like if the boys are playing a game, like they'd pretty much have to be, and they want to play like say you and I wanted to play, but you're at my house and we want to play, and it's a shoot 'em up game, open world style, and you want to play online, and maybe Nick, you're playing with another crew someplace else. You have to have a separate Xbox.
You can't split screen it, and then
Some of them do, but not a lot of them.
no shit. Well, I told you
Like Gears does it.
Okay, because I know Halo did the split screen, but we also did that fucking. Remember I was telling you when I went to Mercedes school?
Yeah.
And before like online gaming was a shit, we linked all our Xboxes together.
Yeah.
That was like,
Dude, we used to do that old school PCs with Duke Nukem, man.
Duke Nukem. Yes.
Supposedly the new Duke
I am
Nukem's
not
badass.
a gamer at all.
That's all right.
I just like playing video games, dude.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Well, we were playing Battlefront when I was out in San Diego.
I was in it. Well, it's Star Wars, so it piqued my interest. And
It's cool.
And I liked Force Unleashed to actually crush
Force
that
Unleashed,
game.
dude,
It was
the
a
game
little
is
easier for me to understand. 'Cause
Force
it was-
Unleashed 2 sucked though.
I liked it.
One was good.
No, I liked
the
it.
second one sucked.
Which one had the giant? It had the trailer where.
Same with Battlefront. Battlefront 1's good. Battlefront 2 sucks.
Yeah. Oh, you talking about the newer versions? Yeah, absolutely.
What's the name of the creature that's in the pit in Jedi?
Oh, I don't know what it's called.
You know what
but
I'm
yeah.
talking about? Yeah, like what the trailer I remember had the main character in Force Unleashed. He's in this arena, and that beast gets tossed out like it just got its ass
That's
kicked.
the first one because it
Is the
wasn't.
first
It
one?
wasn't in the. No, was it in the second one?
You want
People are
to
listening.
You want to talk about this on the show?
yeah, let's do it. All right.
We can get the game going on the show. I'm all about it.
Okay. Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Nick, John, and Jamie Show. I am John.
I am Nick.
Jamie.
Just like honey.
Yeah.
That voice.
Yeah. It brings it all together right at the end.
That's right.
WNBC.
Oh, by the way,
Big vomit.
I was watching Tom Arnold. He has like a thing about searching about Donald Trump.
Yeah, what an idiot, dude.
And
Did
you
you
know
get
what?
into a fight at the Emmys?
I don't know what he did at the Enemies, but I was watching the first episode and it kind of bored me, but it was somewhat interesting. It was called The Lost Tapes of Howard Stern.
Yeah, and that's the one I was telling you about, where Stern was like, dude, this dude's he wasn't saying he's an idiot because he does like Tom Arnold, but he's like, dude, he's
losing his mind.
He's like, dude, the tapes are there, man. Whatever you heard on air, they're out there. And he's like, it's not hidden. It's called a paid service. He's like, because if I give them to you for free, I'm fucked.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, is
I'm
that
not
what he
getting-
said to him? He didn't say that when I was
Yeah, that's
watching
what he
the
goes.
show.
He goes, I'm fucked. He's like, so if you pay, you can have them all you want. And like Tom Arnold went in this whole thing about like how he had to go to this guy who rips him off the internet, but the guy was
He showed it in the
he
show.
got a
It's on-
cease and
it's on
desist order
demand.
from Sirius XM, and they're like, you can't do that because it's a paid service.
He's
but,
out of his mind.
but you can have the transcripts.
out of his mind,
So they
too.
got
Yeah.
they got the transcripts and stuff. It's like, dude, it's a paid service, jackass.
yeah. It's
But
like
but some of it was funny. He was making jokes of himself. He lives in like a makeshift castle.
Really?
Well, at least that's what it looked like.
Dude.
His home, and it looked like there was a moat going around it, and like a castle. But you go inside, it looks like a house.
Dude,
funny-
I'll tell you what though, that dude, he was nobody.
Oh yeah.
Roseanne made him.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
yeah.
and he just opportunity, right? He just
Yeah.
and just continued to he did a movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
What?
Yeah, he's
True
in it.
Lies is a great movie,
I like
and you
that
know
movie
what?
a lot.
He was an awesome comic
was.
relief.
He's-
Probably one of the best comic reliefs you'll ever see in a movie.
He's entertaining.
For everything.
I would
He's
go that
grabbing-
far. He was good though.
No. He. If it wasn't for him, the movie wouldn't have been funny at all.
Yeah, it would have been flat.
Yo,
Yeah, it would have been flat.
The other thing too is when he was on the Stern show, he goes real quick. He goes, he said something about Sarah Huckabee Sanders having like a glass eye.
Oh yeah, he did.
And then
He did.
somebody on the Stern show like fact checked her real quick. He's like, dude, listen, if you're gonna start that show, I probably would check your facts before.
Yes.
He's like, because that's fake.
He even,
You know what I mean? Like,
he even brought that up in the show.
it's like, dude, like, come on, man.
So wait,
I watched
Nick,
like 20 minutes
he's got
of it.
his is a reality show.
It's like he's like searching. It's against Trump. He's
okay.
he's like doing this whole thing against Trump. But the first episode is the lost tapes of Howard Stern, and somewhere in those Howard Stern tapes it because he's had Trump on the show
Tons of times.
Yeah. Especially in the early 80s. He was on there a bunch of times.
Yep.
So it's all about what he would talk about in the early 80s, what he did,
Dude,
going
you
to
talk about
Russia,
pussy? Yeah,
going
you talk
to
about pussy?
Russia, what he did in Russia. and all this stuff because it's all. Well, he says he doesn't do any of it. He never did any of that stuff.
okay.
It was mostly him talking about pussy. But it was like rating women.
Yeah,
shit. It's like
Trump to Howard Stern. Yeah,
he's like, I wouldn't rate, like, he'd be like, like Kim Kardashian, I wouldn't make her a 10. She's like a 5. He's like, if you want 10s, I'll show you a 10.
But he was like really, he was like really vulgar about shit, like not how a president.
Like that's who he is.
There was other episodes I didn't watch anymore. There was like six other episodes, but that was the first one. I was just kind of like, I'll check this out,
Yeah, he sold Playboy like not the company Playboy. He sold his shtick was millionaire/billionaire Playboy.
Yeah.
Like that was his persona that he wanted to portray out to the public. So yeah, he was going to be real crass and sort of aloof and about women, because
that's one thing he was good at. He was good at marketing, like Miss America and stuff. If you look at it now, like they took away the swimsuit thing and stuff.
Yeah.
Look at the fucking ratings.
Yeah.
Like straight out the window. It's
There's
like
a lot of those contestants that hate it. Too.
antiquated concept, man. That thing is like
it's dated. It's dated as shit.
Nobody gives a shit. The internet destroyed all that.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, it's like that was like one thing he could do is like make money off of like reality TV and stuff like that.
He's
it's
a
like,
hustler, man.
Yeah, exactly. He's a hustler.
He sees an angle and he goes for it, but
totally.
but he also cuts his losses too. The guy is notorious for filing for bankruptcy, not paying his employees. We're not going to go political show here. It just kind of was like Tom Arnold was doing this whole thing. But
if you think about it, is Tom Arnold still making money off Roseanne? Because if he's the opposition of Roseanne,
he's still making money off True Lies. They get checks from it. Did you know
residuals? Yeah,
the residuals. Home Alone. What the hell? Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah,
he was on Howard Stern or something? He was talking about, or maybe a late night show. Maybe. One of the late night shows. He was talking about how, like, what are you doing nowadays? Because I just live off my checks, man.
He does.
He totally just lives off his checks from Home Alone, dude. And it's just I
heard him on a podcast recently. I forget what.
Maybe you were the one that told me.
He was on Rogan. He was on Seth Rogen. No, not Seth. Joe Rogan. He was on Joe Rogan's show, and he was on some other show that was a podcast, and he just lives off his.
He said I'm doing fine, man.
He lives off, and I believe he said I just live off the interest.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah,
dude. Yeah, and that's a guy. He understands where he was in the beginning, where comes his money. It's not saying who he is as a person, but all right,
he survived childhood Hollywood,
especially when his parents went through a nasty divorce over his money.
Well, that was the other thing too. His parents were really fucked up towards him.
Oh yeah,
totally.
You know what I mean? Like totally greedy, totally fucked him over. Mm-hmm. Like his situation was.
He could have been a lot worse, man.
And I listened to that podcast and that interview, man, and he seems like a pretty level-headed kid or guy. He's like not even.
He's a
kid
guy.
anymore.
He's like probably like 30. He's 37. My age or Jamie's age.
Not to mention, like paparazzi's like up that fucker's ass.
Still, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they still like.
Well, he also still dates some pretty Hollywood starlets every once in a while.
But it's like the dude can't even pick his nose without somebody snapping a fucking picture and like making like a statement.
That's his normal, man.
Yeah, but you know what?
No, but I'm saying like that's crazy that he
still carries that weight.
Yeah, he's still like is okay in.
That he's not a batshit crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
tragedy.
Because it could have gone the other way, and he could have been dangling somewhere from a rope.
Well, you look at Drew Barrymore.
What I mean?
Drew Barrymore could have been the same way. She actually made it even past him, where her role, she still has roles that matter. Not great roles, but they still matter.
Sure.
And she even had that stint where she was in and out of rehab.
Well, there's that Robert Downey Jr., dude.
Oh, that's a huge. But he got lucky with the Iron Man role. Well, Tom Cruise didn't pass that shit up. He would have never got.
Dude, I'm telling.
Thank God, Tom Cruise.
But he was a real fuck up, man. And he turned his
like
shit
Less Than Zero was like his life.
Like he was shitting in Kelly LeBron's trailer, dude.
Yeah.
I seen some crazy movie with him and a woman in an apartment. This was right before Iron Man. It was like stupid as fuck. I watched it.
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
No, was that it? We just sat in a room talking to.
Oh no!
It was just
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang was really good.
I never seen that.
Val Kilmer is in that movie, and he plays a character called Gay Perry, and he's like a private investigator / fixer, and it's a Hollywood scene. It's Val Kilmer. Black, I think
Val Kilmer is a seriously underrated actor. I mean, maybe now he couldn't do what he did, but back in the day, man, he put out some great movies, great characters, all supporting roles. But he never got
son.
The Doors.
Yes. Like
could
he
Doors.
became.
That was fucking awesome.
The Doors is a great one. You could go Tombstone's another one. Tombstone's and another great one. I mean, I can
Yeah.
quote almost any line from that, and it makes the fucking movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
one movie that they Hollywooded up.
But it was
went,
awesome.
Went the right way with it. Tombstone was way better and wider.
They made
I don't
it-
give a shit what anybody says.
No argument there.
Kick the shit
And
out
you know,
of it.
Wide Earp was more based on the
Oh,
true
yeah,
Wide
yeah,
Earp,
yeah.
but who gives a fuck?
Yeah, that's
Tombstone was way more enjoyable.
Yeah, and I heard Kurt Russell. We might have mentioned this before, but that movie started to fall apart in production, and Kurt Russell lent his
Bankrolled it.
I think he lent financial support. I could be wrong on this. Might fact check that. And then screwed a helm, like stepped into more of a producer role and started holding things together, and was also humble about it. Not like I'm going to shoot this scene because I'm going to be the star and I'm going to be the highlight of the scene. He was like very generous about giving screen
I
time
heard
to
he's a
other
good
people.
guy. I heard through reports that he's a good guy,
Yeah.
and it shows. He's still with the same woman for what 30 years now.
Yeah.
You know, and he's still kicking out some movies. I mean,
I think didn't they recently split up?
Did they?
did they really?
I think so.
I haven't
Well, I
heard
had to
that.
fact check that. Whatever.
Yeah.
But it's not, but back to the point is, you see so rare of these people in Hollywood that don't go down a fucking trash bin. You know?
And you think about it, like you take Macaulay Culkin and then you take Corey Haim, right? Corey Haim could have shot off like a rocket. You know, he was doing, he was a child star, but then he got real famous, Lost Boys famous, all that stuff, and he was on his way, got into drugs. He's dead.
Or River Phoenix.
River Phoenix too.
Another one. He was on.
Oh my
he
God,
was
he
on the
would've
rise,
been-
man.
Yeah.
He was
He would've
supposed to
Oscar.
be. He was supposed to be in the interview with the vampire. He was supposed to be Christian Slater's part,
Oh, really?
but he died. Right. He actually signed up for it, but he died right before production. So they
That was a
grabbed.
fucking awesome movie,
Wow.
by the way.
That was one of the. That's the best vampire movie.
I
out
don't know.
there.
Bram Stoker's Dracula's pretty good, dude.
It is, but I still go.
Gary Oldman's amazing in that movie.
I still go interview with the vampire over that.
Interview's really good.
Comedy wise, John Carpenter's Vampires, dude. That was it was hilarious, dude.
No argument there.
It is funny as shit.
Yeah, there's another comedy. I can't remember. Never mind.
It had one of the Baldwins in it too.
Did he?
Yeah,
There's only one good Baldwin. There's only one good Baldwin. Dude.
the big Baldwins.
Maybe
That's not
Alex's
Steven.
daughter's hot, so we're
I
good
was
now.
I forget what I was listening to, some podcast, and someone said it might have been Fat Man on Batman. They said the Shadow.
It's been a while since you brought that up.
I know.
Oh my God, you've been holding back.
holding back. The Shadow, the movie with Alec Baldwin.
That's
Yeah.
a great movie.
So they said,
I love that movie.
You know, they put
Best movie is
prosthetics on him.
Beetlejuice, though.
No,
But they put prosthetics on him when he becomes the Shadow.
Mm-hmm.
And they said it's the only time they made Alec Baldwin
Look
when
like
he looked like Billy Baldwin.
Yeah, that's the one, the bigger one, right?
Yeah.
the bigger one. Yeah,
not
he was,
Steven.
No, it
No,
wasn't
the one that was
Steven.
in Backdraft.
Steven's
bigger,
in Backdraft.
The bigger Baldwin was the one that was in
Then it's Stephen Baldwin.
John
Stephen
Carpenter's
Baldwin's-
Vampires.
Yeah.
That bigger Baldwin was.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was in John Carpenter's Vampires.
You
Yep.
mean bigger, like heavier?
Yeah, heavier.
Yeah.
Stephen Baldwin's wasn't heavy with Backdraft. He was skinny.
Yeah, that's who I'm talking about.
They're
Yeah,
both
Steven
fucked
was
up.
the one in Usual Suspects, man.
Yes,
I said I flip you. I flip you for real.
Yeah.
That wasn't him, but still awesome.
That's Benicio del
Yeah.
Toro.
Yeah, the director of Lord of the Rings.
way to bring that back around, Jamie. That was great.
Just kidding.
You're never.
No,
gonna-
it was Billy Baldwin.
We could be doing this for like 10 years, and that shit's gonna be brought right back to your doorstep every
Usual,
time.
Usual Suspects.
Wow,
Usual
we talked
Suspects
about
was
that
awesome.
before.
Awesome.
Yeah, but Stephen Baldwin was Usual Suspects.
Yes. Billy Baldwin was the one that was in Vampires.
It was in. Was it? Okay.
Yeah,
but he's the one that
John Carpenter's Vampire.
he was the one that they said looked like Alec Baldwin.
Yeah,
when
'cause he was
put the-
bigger.
Yeah,
So you know what's funny about the Usual Suspects? I was originally back in the day. I was going to
Daniel Baldwin's the big one.
Then that's who it was. Then
Yes.
it's got to be him.
Daniel Baldwin's the big one.
I was
Sorry.
going to suggest us do the biggest twist in movie history, but we kind of covered that. I mean, Usual Suspects, Usual Suspects, and
Yeah.
probably Empire is probably the biggest twist.
I would say I See Dead People.
Oh yeah, that's a great.
shit,
That is a great
Yeah.
twist.
You know, and I had asshole friends who were like,
course.
Oh, I figured that out.
yeah,
No,
I knew that the whole time. I
Ticker was like that.
dude,
That motherfucker
Yeah.
said that to me. He's like, I figured it out the first 5 minutes. Okay,
that's what I said. I looked at some of my buddies and I was like, you lying ass
I know.
motherfucker. You didn't know shit.
I knew that. Fuck you.
Yeah.
You
I don't.
didn't
I
know
don't
shit.
know how you couldn't.
Yeah, if you did,
Well-
you should be like sitting in a room, like coming up with formulas and shit, motherfucker.
Some people, I'll give it to some people when they go, yeah, it was like as soon as like it was seconds before they figured it out. But
No, I had that. I
Yeah.
kind of figured that out. Like, I think it was underneath when they were underneath the table together. I kind of figured it out right.
well,
when that
it
happened.
drops the ring.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I kind of figured it out right there, but I didn't figure it out until that.
No.
That was like right before.
Sixth Sense.
Sixth Sense. Thank
Yeah.
you, Jamie. Well, I didn't have to Google movie.
That was his best movie.
Yeah, I would say so.
Oh,
Airbender.
Airbender.
M.
He
Night's
did
best movie.
He did Airbender, but we already sent this back. News.
Yes.
They're going to do a live action Airbender. I mean, I almost
take
had
another swing.
I had a chubby on that one, dude. I was
I
definitely
like it.
down with that.
So, speaking of which, I am excited for that, even though I'm cautiously optimistic because the last one was such shit.
But who's doing it? It's going to be on Netflix, right?
I'm not sure. I
It
didn't get
is.
details.
The one I saw.
Is it?
The
Is it
advertisement I
Netflix?
saw was on Netflix.
I have a feeling it's going to be good, man. I think they got to. Why wouldn't you do this right? It's like doing Daredevil, grabbing that. You know you have an audience for this.
That comes out soon, dude. I'm jacking it to that.
I have news about more seasons about that in a second.
Yes.
I'll get to that in a second.
Oh. Speaking of which, we got to bring up the X-Men shit too.
Okay, one at a time.
All right.
Oh, I forgot about
we're like
that.
three kids with ADHD.
There's a lot of news. Let's go. But I just think if you're going to do this, I mean, obviously this is going to be. It's going to cost a lot of money to do because you're showing people with technically powers, moving rocks, moving wind,
Yeah.
moving water. You can't make it cheesy. I think the reason why that other movie failed was because the acting. It wasn't the scenes. The acting was piss poor in
Yeah.
that movie.
Yeah.
But the scenes were fantastic.
Yeah, and I struggle with that because it's like sometimes it's excellent actors with bad directing, and he's not a shit director. He's an awesome director.
X-Men. So since I just brought it up,
Yeah, but
excellent cast.
You look at. I was going to bring up the prequels. You know, you look at the prequels. You look at that cast, and it's amazing. Even Hayden
Days of-
Christensen, who was he's a phenomenal actor, was stiff and wood as he's a wood.
Hayden Christensen?
He's
You think he's a good actor?
you got to see him in some other stuff, man.
I have. I thought he was an okay actor. I don't know about phenomenal.
Yeah, I might have been a little generous there. But
Natalie Portman? Yes. She was Oscar winner, Oscar
Ewan
nominee.
McGregor,
Yeah.
Liam Neeson. They all seemed like they were stunted.
Irish Hammer.
Irish
But it
Hammer.
also goes down to storytelling, too. If you're not presenting the right story, the acting's going to look subpar.
Yeah, and my point is like how much does the actors, you can say it's bad acting, but is it the actors?
But Natalie Portman didn't hit her stride until later on.
Dude,
Right.
she hit her
She was
stride
20
when she was a kid.
I know, but when she really got to, I mean, she's 22 talking to George Lucas at this time. George Lucas is George Lucas.
Well, directors
She's
can write
not
a
going to
movie.
correct him. You know what I mean? And Ian McGregor, as well as he did in those movies, again, he was young. He was 25 at that time. He was not going to correct him. You know what I mean? The only one, Liam Neeson, was old enough, but he was just starting out. Even though he started later in his career.
Yeah.
The only one that could have probably corrected him was Samuel L. Jackson.
Well, yeah, and I think,
But he didn't have much of a role in the first one.
Well, and to your point though, it's like even if you look at the interviews of the first three, of 4, 5, and 6, it's like Harrison Ford. Everybody's like, this dialogue. Oh my God, this is how are we going to get through this?
Because they couldn't envision the action sequence.
Exactly. So I'm thinking you're in the presence of this guy. You're probably right. You're not going to be like, hey, I'm just going to trust this dude.
Yeah.
And he's going to get us through. So
Because he did those other movies.
Exactly.
I'm going to trust him. And they're all young actors or actors that haven't hit it big yet, except for Samuel L. Jackson, who doesn't have a big role. Now, if you put a Robert De Niro in there, not saying he would, but I'm just hypothetically.
That would be hysterical.
That would be hysterical. But you put like a Robert De Niro type character back then, guy in that, in their role. He would have probably been like, George, man, come over here. I don't really agree with how you're portraying my character.
Yeah.
And, like, look what he did with Harrison Ford in The Empire Strikes Back. He said Harrison Ford went up to I love you scene, and he was supposed to say I love you back. And he goes, no. He's not going to say that.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm talking about. That little inputs, this little dialogue, the I love you scene between Hayden Christensen and Amidala or whatever when they were coming out to fight the clones. It was so cheesy. It was like
bad.
It was just bad dialogue.
That's
you know
news too, real quick. Good segue. Solo comes out tomorrow on DVD.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Yeah.
I could have bought it, but I'm going to just rent it. But I heard a lot of people that I know didn't see the movie, said they saw it. They didn't see it in the movies. They saw it after, and I said, "Oh man, this was really good."
I just rewatched it last night.
Yeah,
it's really good.
I'm going to buy it. It's fucking good.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Solid.
It is. It's and there are some logic holes and some
I'm just saying his
stuff.
You said
but
it
it's
before.
good.
It ain't 9, dude.
I didn't mean to cut you off. I didn't mean to cut you
8.
off. You
8.
said it before. It was just he walking onto the set, I'm sure, making a Star Wars movie, his baby, starting it after 20 some years of not these prequels were probably like, it's like, there's George Lucas.
Oh yeah, totally, man.
Nobody's saying no to this motherfucker.
Yeah,
Jar
His
Jar
wife
Binks,
told him
we'll
no
take
in the
2 of
back in
them.
the day for Star Wars, and it worked out. But no, after that, he divorced her. There was nobody else to say no.
Jar Jar Binks, baby.
Yeah, Jar Jar stinks.
Oh, I got news on 9. Good segue. I just want to
ahead.
go with it real quick. It's a quick. Supposedly, I read it today. They're actually going to get more depth of her parentage.
Oh, really? So they're going to exactly they're gonna,
Fan service.
Well, they got to solve that. They
That's
gotta
fan
answer
service.
that.
Well, everybody's been asking for it.
Well,
Everybody's
you know
been like,
what?
dude,
You
like,
know,
what the fuck?
you know what?
Yeah.
I'm actually thinking about this.
Yeah, but good fan service.
Cis lie, right? Or dark users lie.
Yeah.
Kylo Ren is the one that was telling her that her parents were nobodies.
Yeah.
So why would you think he's telling the truth?
Well, I think they might do if they did fan service. I was thinking about
It's going to be total fan service. They
Well,
have to.
I'm saying like as they might do like a twist, like because Star Wars loves twists. Is you know how like Luke Skywalker or Anakin Skywalker was brought from like the light or whatever, and then turned dark. I think it might be reversed for her. Like her parents might be dark.
Ooh,
And then
that's
she
a
might
good
be a
one.
light.
That would be a good idea.
I thought about that before. Like that's probably how they'll do.
But
That
this
would be
whole
cool.
this whole thing is supposed to bring the Skywalker. They even said it, the Skywalker legacy to an end. About from the prequels all the way to 9. Now, I mean, I don't know how that's going to be done if she's not a Skywalker.
Yeah,
We shall see.
Yeah, in a year and a half, whatever.
Because
yeah,
I'll still watch it.
Oh, I'm going to go see it.
yeah. Me too.
Because I love the director. And I said this is about Ron Howard and when he took over Solo.
But if it sucks, I'm gonna motherfuck it. And I'm telling you, right, I'll motherfuck it.
Jamie,
right up down
I'm
the street.
not going to lie. I'm going to
Yeah.
need you right next to me, dude.
Yeah,
'Cause
I'm gonna
I'll
tell
probably
you.
come out like,
I'm gonna come out and be like, listen, and I'll be honest. I'll be out, and I'm not gonna motherfuck it just because the one before it sucked. I'm gonna think about it and be like, it was okay. It was pretty damn good for what they had before, or dude, it went down the toilet like I thought it was gonna go.
although I don't know why I listened to him after Ghostbusters 2 and all that.
Ghostbusters 2 is good, dude. I don't give a fuck what you said. Matter of fact,
I'm just kidding, dude.
I had a debate with my wife last night. We were talking about the old Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, I love the first one.
First and second one were good, but we were like debating about because she thought that the costumes were the same from 1 and 2, and I was like, they were not. They were definitely not. They switched up the costumes. The costumes in 1, which is amazing because they're better than the ones that they just came out with a couple years ago.
No, they were more real.
Those costumes they came out with a couple years ago.
What costume?
the costumes the Turtles
the
wore.
Turtles wore.
Are you talking about? All they wear is a bandana over there.
No.
No,
The costume that
Oh,
the person.
what they look
The
like.
turtle.
Oh,
Yeah,
the,
just
oh, I
the
see
actual-
what
they
you're
make
saying.
them look like turtles.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
They like arm
The actual
muscles.
turtles.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
they look like
The
not
first
that-
one, they were good.
Yeah, I thought
The
they were
second
good.
one, they cheesed them up. I don't know why
Yeah.
they did that. Didn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, the dude that created those guys sold all the rights.
Did he really? What a stupid ass!
Dude,
all the video game rights alone.
I mean, he made bank when he sold it,
but
but
One of the best arcade games, Teenage Mutant
Yes,
Ninja
that was
Turtles.
when you had the
awesome.
four
Arcade-
players, yeah,
arcade game.
I
Yeah.
love that, man. I used to pop quarters
Kick
in like,
ass,
oh,
yeah, that was awesome. So anything else from you guys as far as the news?
There was Daredevil. The guy,
Charlie Cox,
what?
who plays Daredevil?
No. The guy who runs Marvel TV.
Okay.
It's actually
Jeff Loeb.
Yeah, there you go. You know, damn man. Some things you know, some things you get wrong. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with you. But anyway,
That's why there's three of us,
He
man.
was talking. He already has plans for. It hasn't got green lit, but in his own mind, he has plans because he doesn't know where the whole streaming service is going.
Gotcha.
But he has a 4, 5, and 6 planned out for Daredevil.
Sick. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm
Really?
excited.
But he doesn't know. It hasn't got green lit from the head
Cool.
Marvel. But
Yeah.
he has to wait for the streaming service to get all filtered out. And the other thing is, what we were talking about, hoping the snap happened and he fades away. He said supposedly the snap is after.
Afterwards, okay. After the 6th?
No, before this happens, before all the snap.
Man, I hope they do it in the 6th.
That would be awesome.
That'd be awesome. That'd be good
maybe
fan
he's just,
service.
maybe
dude.
he's just
So
fooling
cool.
people, but he said all the Daredevil and Punisher movies.
It's so
and
sad
all
that
Iron Fist are
I'd
all
jack
before.
off to something like that. Something so
We
stupid.
would. We
and
would
simple.
go
I'd be
nuts,
like,
dude.
I'd be like, oh my God.
With his Ghostbuster doll.
Yo, speaking of which,
You're right. The new Daredevil's coming out. My pants are tight.
real quick, Feige on the X-Men tip, son.
Yeah.
Dude, that got my nipples hard.
Oh my god!
But they're still
Cut
going
glass.
ahead with Dark Phoenix.
Whatever, dude. He's on it, though.
That
He-
pisses me off though, because then you're going to ruin that opportunity for them.
But
to
he could
explore
go
that
back. My thing is his dick's in the mix, son.
later. They haven't.
It's in the mix. At
everything-
least. There was no hope for it before.
It's going to go through, but it hasn't got finalized yet. Until it gets finalized, he has no say. It's going to get through.
Yeah.
I'm just
because there's
saying.
no other bids on the table. It just has to get through all the.
They're not
minutia.
going to throw away that
He's
money
getting-
they spent already on both
Well, they
those
already
movies.
show pictures of
I'm just
the movie.
he's getting it a hold of one of my favorite comic book franchises.
Hell yeah, man!
And that gets me excited.
Now, here's the problem
Yeah.
with that. The only thing I have a problem with that is if they start releasing the Dark Phoenix and then we take over, like I'm part of Disney. They take over. How many years do you let go by before you let that sweep under the rug, or you just jump right into
I
it?
say fuck it, because look at Spider-Man. I mean, they did that like hell, and like I'll take what's good.
Yeah.
I love X-Men so much that I'll bleed through it, dude.
I do too. But
Yeah.
I almost wonder if it can recover.
Oh, I think it could.
Yeah.
If it's good enough, dude.
Well,
listen,
I'm saying
the cream
that,
rises
I'm
to
saying
the
that
top,
and
son.
the Bumblebee
Yeah.
trailer drops, as second trailer drops, and I got a hard on because it's like
I know.
it's all fucking old school shit.
Yeah, but
So
that's
what
it
I
should've
mean.
been.
That's what I mean. To the point, it's like
Think about this. Remember the first Incredible Hulk?
yeah, it sucked.
It wasn't good.
Who's that guy that played him?
That was Eric Bana.
Yeah, he's not a bad actor either.
No, he's really good. He's good in a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But he was in that. Was it Nick Nolte was in it?
Was he? I haven't seen it in a long time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
shit. Yeah, you're right.
And it had a
Whatever
hell of
happened
a
to that
director.
fucker?
I think
Blue
they had
chip, son.
they had a hell of a director. I think they had the same director that directed Face Off or something. Anyway,
Why don't
but
because the
that
bullets
movie
were hitting?
sucked.
Was it with the bullets were hitting them and it looked like bling,
Yeah,
bling,
but
bling,
that
like-
movie
it
was
looked like
really
little
bad.
Drops in a pond.
Exactly.
It looked bad.
I mean, the final fight scene was awful, because it was
Yeah.
like fighting in the clouds
And
with
that was-
an elemental and all that stuff.
And that was the Hulk. We're talking about the fucking X-Men. So
Yeah.
I'm willing to go.
Hey, not all those X-Men movies were gems.
No.
But here's a question. This is about tying the two universes together.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just asking you what you gentlemen would do. Would you tie them together, or would you still keep them somewhat
No,
separate? Because there's mutants. Because like they never in the the Avengers and that whole they never once. Now they say there is a way to tie it together because Scarlet Witch technically is Magneto's
daughter.
Magneto's daughter, and they never released where she got her powers. They said it was the Mind Stone that gave her helped those powers, but they could always say it enhanced them. They say there's a way they could work that in.
Yeah, 18 movies, man. That's all I'm saying.
No, don't get me wrong. He's a master at working everything
They
in.
knitted that universe together. And here's the thing. It's not like it's...
I'm gonna let him do work. That's what I'm saying.
Let's get to
I
work.
don't mean to cut you off, but
No, go ahead.
I'm sure Bob Iger went to Feige and said, "Dude, I'm thinking about buying this. Do you think you could work this in?"
Oh,
I'm sure he
yeah.
probably had a huge meeting on it before he even, attempted this.
Dude,
Especially when they wanted to up the offer.
The X-Men have been in popular culture for, put it this way: they started. I remember when they came in on X-Men and or Spider-Man and their Amazing Friends in the 80s.
No, I get all that, but now
what I'm saying is that they're gonna keep that. You're absolutely right. Having that property and having control of that property, that is a win-win. That is a no-brainer. They could have probably went up another $10 billion when they purchased Fox just to get those properties. Fantastic Four, Spider-Man. Well, Sony's got Spider-Man, but Fantastic Four, X-Men, and all the like B characters that are attached to those universes.
Oh yeah.
So. Yeah, they're going to make some magic.
No, I know they're going to make some magic, but it's like I'm asking you guys as comic book guys because I want to hear your opinion of how do you think Feige should do this? Do you think he should start off slow and have separate movies and work his way up? Because, like I'm saying, the Avengers have never, in their universe, has never mentioned a mutant once.
True.
So
They're
and it's
enhanced.
a lot. They're enhanced, and there's a lot of 10 years of storytelling. Oh, a lot longer than 10 years because you're going from 95 now all the way up because when Marvel drops, you're going from that time period. So how do you reconcile that?
All right. Well, I guess you could go because Spidey's always had dealings with X-Men.
Yeah, Spidey's.
And then who else in that world, though?
Well, here's the thing. Marvel went balls deep on X-Men as a property in the comic books. Like, almost too much so.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's like, God, wait a minute. I got to buy how many comics now just to keep track of these fuckers? And it's like X-Men versus Avengers.
The Uncanny X-Men.
X Factor, X Force, again and again and again.
I think you got to keep it simple.
100%.
They did that with Superman, too. That was like the Superman thing because it was like Superman, the Adventures of Superman.
Yeah.
And then there's like a couple
business, and their business is comic books. So how do they sell more books?
I think the great thing about Feige has what he does is he makes it what happens in the comic books relate to today's events.
This is a third aspect of our show
makes it,
where we blow this dude hard.
Who, me?
No, we all do.
I will. Dude, fucking right, dude.
No, you're right.
How many movies have I sat through that I have enjoyed that he has put out there?
I'm with you.
I've wasted months of my life watching this shit.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not even talking shit. I'm saying we all do.
I spend more time watching that shit than I do with my kids.
Like John brings up Fat Man on Batman. I bring up Howard Stern, and then you bring up the fucking Feige, dude. And it's true, though. That dude deserves it. He's the man.
Beer went down.
That's why I kind of got like when the rumors were going around saying he might take over Lucasfilm too. I was like, please.
Well, you saw me when he with that X-Men thing, dude. I was on it as soon as I saw that, dude.
Well, you knew that as soon as they bought it, that was going to go under his. But it made sense. Why would you cut Marvel into two spots?
But they were like held out for a while until we saw it the other day, and I was like, man.
It's been the best.
Well, actually, he got like there was like multiple questions for Bobby or about Lord and Miller, whatever his fucking name is, the CEO of Disney, about Lord and Miller getting fired. I didn't actually read that part. I kind of just stuck to the X-Men part, but they were like drawing. He was like opening up about a lot of different stuff about the movie world.
Good. He should. The thing here's the thing. It's like he's the best thing that ever happened to his career was when DC started making movies.
That good point.
You know what I mean?
They showed you how not to do it.
Yeah, exactly. They're going, we don't want that.
No.
We don't want to spend our tons and tons of money and have our fan base be alienated or
Wonder Woman's okay, but the rest of it's shit.
But you know what the problem is, and I realize this not reading the comic books, but Marvel, even in the comic books, found a way to tie a lot of things together.
Yes.
I felt DC didn't because there was multiple Batman universes, there was multiple Superman universes. That shit was never tied together.
The problem with DC, I always thought was my problem with it is granted it's a fantasy world, right? Mm-hmm. But they would always do some fucking ridiculous stretch. Now with Superman with the fucking 8 zillion different color kryptonites, with like the whole Batman suit to fight Superman, that, it was just like the stretch is like ridiculous to the point where it's like, dude, I'm out.
So are you in, Jamie, for the Birds of Prey movie?
Is that the women with all that? Yeah.
No.
I don't think I know about that.
I just started coming out this week.
Birds of Prey, it's a DC property, and it has traditionally it's had I don't know, double check. traditionally it's had Batgirl or Batwoman. Batgirl or Batwoman? I think it's Batgirl. Or maybe Batwoman. I can't remember. But and the Huntress, and who's the last one? I can't remember the last one.
That's
but
all right.
it's three women. But
So what's the premise?
so they're three women crime fighters, right? It's
Okay.
just a team up, and so they're coming out with a movie, and it's going to be Margot Robbie is.
Oh, sold. I'm already there. I'm an idiot. I'm a fucking dope. Okay. That's a dope.
She's
in me.
reprising her role as Harley Quinn.
Okay.
So she'll be one of the characters.
Yes.
So you're there.
Yeah,
You're
I'm
in.
there. I'm already there. Like,
Just
story or
here,
not.
put those short shorts on again.
Yeah, I'm just an idiot. That's my dick talking.
I think we might be out, Nick. But yeah, it's coming out. I think it's coming out 2020. But that was a big thing. It's like,
Well, hopefully they put money into it and that's my thing is like, come on, dude, like put some money, you put all the money in all the flash and bang, but put some money in the fucking story.
yeah.
Like substance. You need more substance.
Like the
in these
substance in Wonder Woman, like that story. I watched it the other night because I let my daughter watch it actually for the
Black
first time.
Canary. That's who I
You
was
can let
thinking
her.
of.
I don't see why you.
No, yeah, and we let her watch it, and she loved it. And I watched it again. I was like, "Damn, that's a good movie." It is.
Good camera angles, good points.
Wait, which one?
Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
It flowed well together. There was a beginning, there was an end, and there was a twist to it. And
Well, that's why I'm like to what you're saying. Like thinking about like the Batman versus Superman. I was like, compare the two. Like, what a piece of shit.
no, it totally was.
Like I keep bringing that up, but it was a total pile of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I still can't get over who they chose as Lex.
I didn't hate it
Lex.
that much.
I did. I thought it was fucking.
You
absolutely
didn't hate
awful.
it because you envisioned the scene that you've always wanted
Yeah,
to see.
the Frank Miller
And,
scene.
and don't get me wrong. I think that scene was pretty. I mean, I'm not as bad as Jamie, where I thought it was pretty cool. I mean, we always knew Kryptonite's his weak spot, and I thought it was pretty cool. Do you bleed? And I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
But to push it on it like that, I thought it was cheesy.
It was forced. It was definitely forced. It was
DC really should have went with how they do the cartoons and how these things link in.
100%, man.
I mean, they missed the ball on that 100%.
So DC's doing Birds of Prey. They've got Wonder Woman, which is their champion. And, it's really impressive because they managed to pull in an untapped audience with Wonder Woman. They brought it, I mean, in droves. Cindy went out and took all of her girlfriends to go see Wonder Woman, bought everybody Wonder Woman knee socks, and they went to dine in and had a blast.
Yeah.
Loved it. Do you think Captain Marvel's going to bring it even more? Because that trailer dropped, and I was like, holy shit.
It looked like it was a pretty good story.
I think it's going to be a Marvel grab. I think you'll get some women that appeal to it. I mean, I don't know the movie, but Wonder Woman has always been
Wonder Woman.
exactly
Yeah.
for women across the world. I mean, that's always been like the character for women.
Well, I appreciate for the aspect that Wonder Woman was like, if you remember, it was like kind of cheesy, and they brought like their A game on the story of bringing it up to like how like Marvel did with the Avengers, because the Avengers wasn't like their greatest like portrayal of like a team like the X-Men.
I mean, you had
Right?
the one character
was-
that was Dynamite, that was the Hulk that everybody liked.
It was
Yeah.
like mediocre at best, right? And then they took over the franchise, like for the movies or whatever, and they brought it to another level. And I felt the same way, not as good, but I felt the same way with
It was
Wonder
to that
Woman.
level.
It's like, like it was a cheesy franchise, but damn, like, good job. On the story.
It was awesome. And the thing is that, I mean, you just wish DC would get their act together with that stuff, because if you think about it,
It's
Wonder Woman
Brothers.
shouldn't have been in Batman v Superman.
Warner
Nah, it was a
Brothers.
grab. It was like a fucking
It was
grab.
a Warner, because they were trying to build up the next movie. It was Warner Brothers that owns it, right?
Yeah, but it's like
so behind the eight ball.
it didn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense that Batman was in that fucking movie, to be honest with you. It was supposed to be Superman 2. They saw an opportunity to put Ben Affleck as Batman in it, and they went for it. Instead of just, if they really wanted to do a Batman versus Superman, there was better ways to do that.
Frank Miller.
Yeah, exactly.
They made the animated one first, which was
But that's what I mean. Follow that storyline and fuck the whatever you just
Yeah.
did. because whatever you just did was a piece of goddamn shit. Except
garbage.
For except for the actors you had in it. I still don't mind Ben Affleck as Batman. I know you have not.
I don't mind him as Batman either.
I mean, he's not my favorite, but I don't mind him as Batman.
Yeah.
Who would you pick as a Batman?
I'm stuck between Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton as Bruce Wayne, and I
Bring him back.
Michael Keaton as Bruce Wayne, but Batman, I would probably go Christian Bale.
So say those guys aren't available because they done it, not doing it again.
Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like the grittiness of him.
Yeah, he brings it. Someone mentioned, I think it might have been Kevin Smith. I did it again, I know. But he said John Hamm as Batman.
He's trying to bide for the role.
Yeah.
You know. But if I did anything for John Hamm, I'd say Superman. If there was really going to get rid of Henry Cavill, I think he's tall enough. I think he has
a good look.
He has a good look.
He's a little older though.
But you do an older Superman.
True.
You know what I mean? Hell, dude, think outside the box. I'm so tired of DC just, start older, start younger, start somewhere, but not in the middle.
Yeah.
And it seems like they start in the middle every fucking time and try to piecemeal it together.
Cash, true. Cash money.
What about so the Captain Marvel trailer?
I liked it.
Dude.
Loved it.
Come on, man.
I've watched it like 4 or 5 times trying to pick up on shit because
I hope they don't go too hard and try and force the 90s down your
what's
throat.
his face really Captain Marvel?
It showed like a quick picture.
But the whole point is like
Jude Law. Was it
Jude Law? Jude Law. The whole thing is like Jude Law did an interview and he's like, yeah, my character is obsessed with Captain Marvel, Brie Larson's powers. But I thought in the comics, Captain Marvel gave the powers to Brie Larson.
Yeah, he did. I forget how they fused. She got his powers fused to her. I forget what it was, but he died of like space cancer. But the trailer is. I like that they're kind of doing a unique origin. They start with her present as Captain Marvel, but then they piece together like her past because she's got some type of amnesia.
She wants to go back and look where she came from because she has these flashes.
Yeah, she falls from the sky, dude, and it's kind of
on
cool
a blockbuster building. I loved it,
but
it just closed the last story. I thought it was kind of cool.
I dug too how they did like she has like a dark past that she doesn't really know about. Like it's got like a lot of twists and turns. It's not cut and dry. It's pretty nice. And then she has to figure it out, which is nice for the audience. She has to figure it out along the way, which will help you figure it out along the way.
100%.
I think it's. I like it.
Well, yeah, and then they have, but there's a part, like from what I gather, right? They show her different stages of her life, and then they hint that she doesn't know who she is, but she has vague memories of that she lived here, she belonged here, something about it. She, of course, crashes through the blockbuster, and she's all disoriented. But I think the stuff and they're showing a lot of her with the Kree, right?
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Like all that stuff looks awesome. She punches an old lady in the face. That was
good. Lit up the internet. Everybody's like, "Why is she doing it?" I'm like, "Dude, fucking read. Just wait, dude.
Yeah.
There's people with superpowers. You don't think somebody can shapeshift? I mean, fuck." She just goes around punching old ladies. That's what Disney really wants to project. Yeah. Okay.
But I'm stoked. I'm really stoked. She's got to be the one that kicks Thanos' ass.
Yeah, she does. But somebody put out there, that's why I was asking the Jude Law thing, because wouldn't it be cool if he was actually the main villain in it? And had a little twist to that. Yeah, cool. That would be pretty cool.
Like he's a Skrull? Like a
he's a Skrull.
That would be badass.
Maybe there was a guy, hypothetically, Jude Law, there was a Jude Law that was Captain... that
was Marvel.
Marvel, that transferred his powers to her, but died in the process, and then somebody took over as a Skrull.
Yeah, there's that one scene where she's bound, and she's like
upside down with I guess that's where they're fusing the powers to her, right?
Yeah. Or she's being held captive or something like that.
The Kree supposedly messed around with humankind for years. If you watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., they had that whole fucking second season was about that. So second
really?
Or third season, yeah.
Are you still watching that?
I watched 2 seasons.
I watched 2.5 third season because that's where what's-her-face got her powers. She has like Kree blood in her.
Speaking of which, I saw they just did an advertisement for the Legion.
Yeah, that's the one with the guy with the multiple personalities.
Not Legion. I'm sorry. What's the X Factor one? The X-Men one. like the X-Men offshoot FX one.
Oh, I know.
They
what
did
you're
like
talking
Dawn
about.
of a Mutant Age or something like that. They're like trying to like revamp it. I might buy into it for a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm going to test the waters.
You test the waters and let me know if I need
report
to
back.
dive in. Yeah,
I will.
Take
It's
that
kind of
bullet.
like the Star Trek Discovery thing with him. I'm still
Yeah,
not sold.
yeah.
I'll wait till the second season. If you say it's really good, motherfucker, I'll jump in.
Yeah.
I saw a pic on Instagram
I
today.
still can't get over the freaking Klingons. That's why it's pissing me off, actually.
Saw a pic on Instagram today. It looked like Patrick Stewart was
I saw that too.
Yeah.
He's sitting in a chair.
reading.
Yeah,
Looked like
yeah,
he's
yeah.
doing his table read or something.
I love it. I love it. But back to the Marvel.
Captain Marvel, yeah.
I'm so hyped. I just bummed that it's 6 months away.
Yeah.
And you know we ain't going to see an Infinity War trailer. I mean, if we do, it will be during the Super Bowl, and they're not going to show us shit with her because the movie hasn't hit.
True. Yo, but real quick on that trailer, how cool was it that Samuel L. Jackson's doing the voiceover, and then they pan to a young Nick Fury,
Yeah.
and they're doing it flawless, man.
That's why it's Marvel.
Jeez, yeah.
And they
That's
also
amazing.
have Agent Coulson in it with hair.
Yeah. I saw a pic on the internet. It said Coulson should have had a mullet,
Yeah.
and some dude photoshopped him with a party in the front or party in the back.
Nah,
This
look,
is in the front.
they got my money. We always talk about this. They got our money, dude.
Oh, man.
I mean, you even said it. Both of you guys said this. Her character in the comics was like, even though she was super powerful, was a second thought to you guys.
Yeah, it wasn't that.
Maybe even a third.
I didn't
invested
give a shit,
zero.
really.
Exactly. It wasn't, and she was like super powerful. And,
Yeah,
and
I'll tell you what was really badass, and this is where Marvel. I mean, I actually screenshot it and threw it up on Twitter. Was the scene where they're in space and she's got the helmet on,
Yes.
with the glowing eyes,
Yes.
and like the mohawk cut. And
that's supposed to be like a big deal for her.
yeah, dude, that's awesome. That's straight up coming out of
Like
the comic
that's a big
books.
deal. Yeah, that's like huge for her. I read an article that's like, oh my god, all the comic book guys were freaking out when they saw that. I'm like,
Totally, dude.
Okay.
My pants are tight. But yeah, that's good stuff. Other things, I was catching up on trailers, and I know we hopped over box office. We can circle back on that. The Bumblebee trailer
there you go.
that dropped today. Ah, God damn it!
Fan service the shit out of me. 80s.
Dude, they had my money.
and then the old Optimus Prime, like all the old characters.
Soundwave,
Yes.
all of them, man.
That should have been it from the beginning.
Yes, dude. Somebody took over and said, "Bay, just step aside."
He's still producer credit.
He's a producer, but he's probably not the main guy calling the shots anymore.
Probably not. Spielberg's a producer on it too.
That's why he said, "Bay, you're good for the action sequences. You let me handle storyline."
Yeah, I
It
know,
does have a little
Hey,
bit-
motherfucker, I know the 80s, bitch.
yeah.
I know the 80s like you don't even understand.
I had my best shit in the '80s.
Yo, speaking of the 80s, dude.
Wait, let's keep
Let's
going.
go. I
with
want
the
to go on this
Bumblebee
show.
first.
I am
Put
so
a pin
hyped
on
up.
that. A pin in that.
We talked about this. I'm sure it's a fact check on our episodes. I mentioned it. If they ever did it right, it should be done from the beginning.
Yeah.
They even showed a Cybertron fucking
Dude, that's the
clip.
part I'm most excited
They're
about.
like, we're Starscream, and then we're like triangle, like ships.
Yes.
And they had that. I'm like, dude, this is badass. I'm in.
Yeah. They had that. Well, so what I saw was looked like they had obviously Prime, Bumblebee, looked like a Starscream, but I'm not. 100%.
They had all three of them.
Yeah, and then they had Shockwave and
Soundwave,
Soundwave.
both of
Soundwave
them.
busted out with was it Ravage?
I missed that. It popped out.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah, saw it run it. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, talking about wearing tight pants. I think I just came.
It looks good. It looks solid.
That's where they should have went from the very beginning.
Totally.
I mean, I know they're not going to show anything from Cybertron. Maybe that's just a little brief, little like backstory. But you're going to add the. That's
Well, people are hunting for him. Hunting for Bumblebee
because the Decepticons got to the planet
Yeah.
first and said. We're not
maybe later.
Or maybe later. We're not here to cause you guys any problems, but this guy's a fugitive and he could have massive.
Yeah.
They twist the story, which they would because
Sure.
they're Decepticons.
Yeah.
Which I like. You know what I mean?
Totally,
it's not
man.
like it's just, you know what I mean? I mean, I know your friend, Marcus was like, it's not believable. But like
Yeah.
most of the shit we watch really
We
isn't
don't
believable.
care.
Just tied into my fucking life, and I'm good.
Yeah.
tied into my childhood, and it's a ticket sold.
And that's what it is, man. It is a time machine.
Yes.
It gets you to go and visit you when you were a little kid.
Hell yeah.
Visit the feeling you had when you were a little kid and this shit was going down.
Looks badass.
It does.
It does. They did. Oh.
I'm on it.
God.
And they're not sitting there. Granted, the girl in it, she's a pretty girl, and she's a good actress. She's a really good singer.
Yep.
But they're not like having this supermodel girl in it. It's just
Yeah, they
about
didn't
her. It's
Shia
just-
LaBeouf it up.
yeah, right. And then you get another thing, they didn't have like a fucking dorky little
And
kid.
short thumbs.
Yes, sure. That's all we care about.
Toe
her.
thumbs.
Every time I see her, that's not what I think
I
about.
know,
I'm
I
sorry.
know. She's unbelievably hot.
But they did it. It looks like now that I don't want to sit there and looks like they did it right.
Yeah, it does. It does. You're absolutely right.
And then they rebooted it.
yeah. And
I'm in.
I'm in too. Sorry, Jamie. You were about to say something.
No, I was just thinking about the 80s and shit. It has nothing to do with Transformers. There's just Robert Zemeckis is coming out with a show, and I'm
Where's it
going
going?
to watch it.
What is it?
It's called The Manifest.
Oh, yeah.
It's about like
I said this. I
yeah,
talked to
Nick
you
talked
about
about this.
dude.
A
Yeah,
couple episodes back.
Is that
He's-
Robert Zemeckis?
yeah, it comes out tonight.
Yeah, it does. It come out tonight.
Yeah,
It's there.
it's-
I didn't record it, but I
Yeah,
talked
Nick
about it like
talked about
3
this.
episodes back.
Yeah,
I
I'm all
said
about it, dude.
When we were
That's-
talking about your upcoming shows, it's all about this this plane that takes off and it has a bunch of people on it, and they take off. They hit massive turbulence. Then they go and land, and they're like, people are like looking at them like, and they're like,
5 years later.
what's
Yeah,
going
5
on?
years.
And they're like, dude, it was only like 20 minutes in the fucking
Yeah.
air.
It's like some Bermuda Triangle shit.
Shit, and then the kid was going to die. One of his kid was going to die of cancer. He only had 2 weeks left because there was no cure. But now there's possible cures to this kid because it's 5 years later.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting.
It's pretty. And then there's like more to the story. I read on that there's a reason for these people. Hopefully they don't lost the shit up. But
Yeah, but there's an ending.
there's a point to it all. 5-6 years later,
yeah, we
we have something in mind.
Evangeline Lilly's the stewardess. Matthew Fox is the pilot. We're like, hey, wait a minute. The other, the other thing that came out, it's not a new trailer, but it's a new trailer for. It's not the first trailer. It's Wreck-It Ralph came out with another trailer, which I'm in. I mean, we talked about it before.
The first one was good.
I still haven't seen the first one. I got to see it.
It's good. It looks like they're going to focus mostly on the Sarah Silverman's character. Her machine in the arcade breaks, and so now she can't race anymore. And that's what she's like, I'm a racer. And so that's when they go out to the internet. And there's a couple of cool nods. They do like the dark net, and they're really good with that, like tapping into to combining it with real life stuff.
Yeah.
Like there's a comment that they say is like where Ralph's walking around at C. Thomas Riley Riley. Yeah. He goes
John C. Reilly.
John C. Reilly. So I was getting him confused with C. Thomas Howell. Talking about 80s. and he like talks, he's like, who knew there were so many cats and babies on the internet, and it's like just little nods like that. It seemed like it's going to be a fun, pun intended, ride. And then I saw they dropped a Grinch trailer, and
Yeah, I saw the extended one at the movies this weekend.
it looks like hey, they're going to make all the money because it's a kids movie about Christmas during Christmas, and
Yeah, they
it's a revisit.
yeah, it's a revisit, and then they changed up the story like a little bit. It seems like he
Is it not so like spooky? Like the one?
no,
Not the Jim Carrey.
No,
one.
they-
it was spooky as hell.
they drew it out to where he like tries to be Santa Claus, like he learns about Santa Claus,
Yeah.
then he fattens himself up, they elaborate on the story, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like if they had a bunch of money and CG,
Yeah.
what would the Grinch be like today?
Right. All right.
Yeah, and 2 hours long instead
I
of
do like
45
I
minutes.
do like and appreciate how they kept the animation kind of true to the old animation. Like it's cleaned up and whatnot, but it's like it's the actual
It's kind of like
drawings. You know,
It's kind of
what I
like
mean?
the Charlie Brown Peanuts movie.
Yeah.
Yes, that's a good comparison.
Exactly.
All right.
Yeah, and then
Which was good, by the way.
Yeah.
then the Venom got another extended trailer. He's eating the shit out of people. Like, I saw like 3 different scenes where
they are catering to the 14, 15, 16
biting off people's heads.
Yeah, until I see fucking Spider-Man. Fuck you.
Well, you have a 14-year-old.
He wants to see it, dude.
Yeah, he's all about
it's
it.
The same thing with The Predator, which you said sucked.
Yeah, it was not good.
Yeah.
That
They
movie was
just
all
want to
over
see
the place.
the gore. They just want to
Yeah.
see that shit. They don't like. They're not like when you were younger.
Yeah.
Storylines didn't fucking matter. You want to see action.
Yeah, were you guys into? You might have been. My nephew, he's about 10 years younger than you guys, and he, when he was a teenager, he was all about Scarface.
Yeah.
Like,
I liked the movie.
It was good, but I didn't, dude. I had friends that like
it was almost a
fucking
thing.
posters and shit. I was like, dude, it's like it was good, but it wasn't that good.
I know, it's a terrible accent.
That's from a world class actor too.
Yeah, that was a shitty accent. I
Yeah.
don't care what anybody
Well, it's like
says.
the whole like gangster thing, though. It's like
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean. That's like the whole thing. It's like
yeah,
all right,
little
dude.
white kids from the suburbs trying to pretend they're
it's
gangster.
yeah, cool, man.
Yeah, really go into a bad area.
Yeah, drop you off in Camden.
Go into Chester. I was there this morning. Not a happy place you want to be.
No, yeah, you'll curl
Did you
up.
see that thing on
You'll
the
curl up in a ball.
Shannon
Exactly.
showed me that meme where it says Chester hurricane ready since 1985 or something like that. They're all boarded up and shit.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you, but that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They don't really
you know,
understand.
you hit it right on the head, Jamie. It's gangster stuff. They
Yeah.
want to be gangster stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
That makes sense. And then the last trailer that I wanted to talk about, and it's not even really superhero-ish, but I'm bringing it up because when Atomic Blonde came out and I dismissed it so readily, you guys were like, no.
There's another trailer for that already? The second
No,
one?
it's actually a different movie, but it reminded me of Atomic Blonde and how I sort of dismissed it as a female version of John Wick, and it was so much more and so much better than. I was glad you guys recommended it. But did you guys see the girl with the dragon tattoo?
Yes,
I did. I
saw
liked
that. They're
it.
coming
but
out with another one.
I know there's supposed to be. It's a trilogy. It's a three books.
Yeah.
But they took forever to come out with the second one.
That's you speak 'em truth there, because
It was dark. I liked it.
the girl in the spider web, I think.
Yes, that's what.
Is it the same girl?
Same character.
Because it's been a while since I've seen that movie.
Yeah, but same character. It looks really good.
dude?
It does,
I dug
but
the
I don't
first-
know if I'm
dug the
like.
story.
I probably won't see it in the movies because it's past my interest. But maybe when it comes out on DVD, I'll probably DVD on demand. Sorry, Jamie.
Just borrow Jamie's DVD.
Whatever, man.
I'll watch it to see, but I just think they took too long to come. Like John Wick, man, they're just popping that shit out.
They ain't kidding, man.
And you know what? And I'm appreciative. I'll go see the next one because it's just they're not waiting 10 years. The only thing that I ever went 10 years with waiting, two things: Star Wars and was The Matrix. I waited that shit out to see the next one. Still disappointed, but on both.
Real quick, we kind of glossed over weekend box office. Let's knock that out real quick. That Jamie, you were contributed to part of this. The House with the Clock on the Walls topped off the box office.
Number one.
It just
Yeah,
came
the
out.
theater was fucking full, dude.
Was
I
it?
went there. Yeah.
So real quick, I know we're doing box office. Just give us a brief description how it was. Thumbs up, thumbs down.
All right, I thought it was pretty decent. Started out slow. It actually started out really slow, but that's when I had to take the kid outside. By the way, we should go into that too. But the
About parental etiquette. As far
yes,
as bringing a
parental
baby
etiquette,
into
right?
a-
So like it's like a kids movie, right? But if you have a baby there or a kid that's like causing a ruckus, like my baby was like I don't like bringing the baby first off to the movies. It gives me like anxiety, honestly. But when he starts
every parent.
when he starts squawking and stuff like that, immediately I take him outside. I don't give a fuck about watching the goddamn movie.
Yeah.
I'll watch it later. Like other people have paid for the fucking movie. So you know what I do? I take his ass outside and I be a parent. You don't sit there and try to console him inside the fucking movie theater so everybody else has to suffer. If you do that, fuck you. Fuck you. I don't do it. I don't think you should do it either. You know what I mean? I miss the movie so everybody else can enjoy it. You know what I mean?
So
That's
you really
it.
can't tell us the whole story of the movie.
No, I did. I didn't miss that because he fell asleep like in 10 minutes. But the beginning, it was slow. And then it like picked up, and then the ending was pretty good. Like
There's something to do with these kids go to this house. There's magic going on.
If
right?
you want a quick rundown, so this kid's parents die, right? So he has to live with his uncle. So he gets shipped to his uncle, and his uncle's like some magician.
Uncle Jack Black.
Yeah, Uncle Jack Black. And his
Kate Blanchett's in it.
Yeah, his neighbor, Kate Blanchett, she's also a witch.
Did he have the pick of destiny?
He's technically a warlock and she's a witch, right? And they live in this house, which Jack Black's old magician partner or warlock partner was a good warlock and then turned bad after he went to World War II and came back. And he was creating this clock that...
Like a doomsday clock type
Doomsday clock that would rewind all of time because he thought it was society was too sick to live type of deal. And him and his wife like created this clock and the key was made out of bone or whatever. And he died during the making of it. And then the kid that came with Jack Black's house, like brought him back to life. Didn't know it was him or whatever, and then he came in, and then you know how the
Shenanigans.
rest. Yeah, you know how the rest would go.
How did the kids like it?
Oh, the kids liked it. It was scary, but not too bad. I mean, it was good kids movie. I thought it was decent. It wasn't like
Was it like a Goosebumps?
Yeah, it was kind of like
what I was thinking.
It was kind of like a Goosebumps, but it was actually like.
A little darker.
Definitely a little darker. It was a little bit more grown up side, especially towards the end.
That's good, man, because then they don't talk down to kids.
No, and I'm telling you, it wasn't bad. It wasn't the best thing I've seen, but it wasn't bad. I dug it. I'm not going to say anything bad about it.
Well, a lot of people liked it. I mean, it's $26 million at the box office.
Kate Blanchett, man, even when she played like an older lady, damn.
Yeah.
Looked good.
Galadriel, man.
Easy on the eyes.
Galadriel, you know?
Yeah,
she's depicted in the Lord of the Rings as like the most stunning beauty that you could ever lay your eyes on.
No, I thought what's her face was Steven Tyler's daughter.
No, Eowyn. No,
No,
not Eowyn. I knew you talk about Even Star.
Kate Blanchett's character is supposed to be more
Galadriel's
beautiful.
like the bomb. Like,
oh, really?
Yeah, she's like, and actually, Gimli and the elves and the dwarves are supposed to be like not the tightest in.
Well, they ever since the falling out between the mountain.
Well, yeah, and that's that wasn't so much in the book, but there's a lot of that too. But she gives him a thread of her hair.
Because who?
Gimli, the dwarf character.
Okay,
and like it's one of those things to where this dwarf,
ladies, put your chastity belt on.
yeah, this dwarf was like, don't ever trust an elf, that type of thing. And then just being in her presence and the way and the energy she gave off, it's like it turned them right around. That's how so stunningly beautiful she is.
She had that PP going on, dude.
But that was that. Where are we? Where was I?
Second.
Oh, there we go. A Simple Favor coming in at number 2 at $10 million. Really dismal overall weekend, though. The Nun still in the top 5 at $9 million. The Predator.
The Predator
slipped down to number 4 with a $9 million weekend.
Ooh.
And then Crazy Rich Asians still making money. That did top off the top 5.
Fucking movie.
Cashing in.
Round out the top 5 with Crazy Rich Asians, which was a little over $6 million.
Sniper, dude. Sniped in.
Oh, yeah. That wasn't racist, was it?
No, Sniper. I'm just saying, like, you didn't know it was
No, I was making a joke from last weekend or the weekend before.
That was you,
when I was
man.
trying to be...
It's the weekend before.
Yeah, it was being culturally insensitive. So yeah, that's it for box office. The other thing I wanted to mention is what I haven't really caught up with what I've been watching. I know that you guys we all watch stuff, right? But we mentioned this in a couple of shows ago. I actually watched the whole season of Disenchantment. That's the Matt Groening fantasy version of The Simpsons, and it's on Netflix. It was okay.
So I'm not into it.
Yeah, it's not like you got other things to watch. It's not something.
I just started getting into Manic. I'm not getting in. I watched a half episode because I had to run, but that's with Emma Stone and
Jonah Hill. Yeah.
So it's weird.
No shit.
But it got good reviews, so I was like, and Netflix is promoting.
That's on Netflix?
Yeah, Netflix is promoting the shit out of it. So it just came out, and it's all about. It's based in the 80s, which you'll like.
I'm on.
But Jonah Hill supposedly has maybe he doesn't have multiple personalities. What happened? What is it called when you see things?
Delusional there, or
but he got
hallucinate?
he got diagnosed for it. I forget what it's called, and but he's trying to work through it. But he still sees a brother that he supposedly doesn't have. But he's part of this. He's part of this family, and what I've gathered for the first episode is she's like they haven't met yet. She's like this, liar, thief, kind of like loner chick, you know what I mean? And he's going through life trying to just do things on his own, trying to deal with his issues. And his family's like really rich, but he's in New York City in the 80s trying to do it on his own. And they're trying to get him to lie for his brother for something that happened in
is it how many episodes?
I don't know how many episodes it is. It's a mini. There's not going to be more than one season, so it's one season.
That's cool. I like that they do that. I wish Netflix.
Well, they get two big actors,
but I wish Netflix would do more of that.
Yeah,
I like something that I know has an ending that they're going to spend a lot of money and time on.
Yeah,
and it's going to have a conclusion.
Well, that's why I like Jack Ryan. Because I knew going into it they might leave a little a little tidbit for the future, but they were going to have an ending. Yeah, they weren't going to leave it like to be continued. Fuck you.
If it never has another episode, you still feel satisfied.
I'm good. And everybody I heard that has watched that show has liked it.
Yeah, I thought it was really
True
good.
Detective, the first season.
I didn't watch that. I still got to watch it.
It's fucking good. And, we always talk about 13 Reasons Why. They could have done good with the first two seasons, but now they're coming out. You need to humble yourself a little bit. It's dude, come on, dude. At this point you're milking it.
Well, it's like I was talking earlier about doing a Walking Dead episode with my wife. I'm almost getting pissed off at The Walking Dead because it's 9 seasons. And don't get me wrong, I love the show, but I'm starting to get pissed off that there's not getting to a point of a cure or
it seems like they're dragging it on.
They're dragging it on because it's money, and I get it, but at some point you're going to start losing viewership because that's why Game of Thrones is so interesting to all of us, not just because it's a fantastic show, but there's an ending.
Yeah, Breaking Bad. There's another one.
That's a perfect example.
Because they could have kept going with that. They honestly could have.
Absolutely.
But they stopped. Why the iron was hot, dude. And that you can appreciate the fact that they did something like that. You know what I mean? It's dude, good for you. You know what I mean? You didn't do some tasteless bullshit where you drug this on and then make me hate it.
Yeah, and you don't want it to die a slow death. You want it to be vital when it closes that last chapter.
And it is. People still talk about that.
Yeah. Oh, I still do. I mean, it's still top 3 of my
amazing show.
I mean, I can't rewatch it.
Did you guys see I didn't see the Emmys, but I saw a couple of clips, YouTube clips where Michael Che did reparation Emmys.
Huh? What's that?
So reparations was when you paid back when basically because of it was I'm going to fuck it up. I know I am. But it's basically when the government gave blacks 40 acres and a mule. And
for slavery.
After Civil War.
After slave, And so 3 ignorant white guys.
It's like giving American Indians casinos.
Yeah.
It's we took all your land, we took the whole fucking country, and killed you all. But
they're giving all these actors from sitcoms in the 70s and 80s, like Florence from the Jeffersons and JJ from Good Times. You're giving these actors reparation Emmy awards, and so. then two guys, Michael Che and this other actor, are out on the outside cafe, and they're talking about how Bryan Cranston is like, man, if he was black, he would have never got that award. He would never. He's like, he got that just because he was white. He's like, there's no way he's a better actor than this. And then they pan the camera over a little bit, and he's sitting in the next table. And he looks over, and he's like, what the fuck? It was good. It was good. This guy did a good job. But yeah, so the other thing that I was watching that I wanted to give you guys a heads up on was I mentioned that show, the Dragon Prince. It had the writer from Avatar, the cartoon series.
I don't remember you telling me.
It's on Netflix. It's from the same writer that wrote Avatar: The Last Airbender. One of the writing team, one of the members of the writing team, and. It's on Netflix, and it's a cartoon. It's basically set in this medieval realm.
Is it in the genre of the Airbenders?
No, it's not in the same timeline. It's not in the same world.
It's not in the same universe.
Totally different, right? And it's good. It's not an
Netflix,
Airbender. Netflix.
Okay,
it's good. Matter of fact, it would probably be really cool to watch it with like the girls or the boys or your kids.
Okay.
It's entertaining enough, but it's also got good, talented writing on it. And like I said, if it's an unfair comparison to compare to Last Airbender, because that was such a
it was good.
That was perfection.
All this talk about that, I might have to start rewatching that.
Good.
I'm like thinking
The Last Airbender.
Yeah,
dude,
I might rewatch.
I pick it up from time to time, man. It is amazing.
You know what I watched? Actually, I performed some wife service, if you will. We do try to get laid once in a while. So.
What's your wife's service? I want to hear this.
No, I mean, like I watched a show that she likes that I'm totally not into.
Yeah, you took one for the team.
She's been watching Riverdale. I think it's on CW if I'm correct, but she's been watching on Netflix.
It is on Netflix. I heard it's
good.
Dude,
it's interesting because I know the comic.
Yeah, okay. Archie, right?
Yeah, Archie. So it's Archie, Jughead, and stuff. And I'm like, I kept on asking. I was like, I got to see Jughead. Does he wear that weird fucking hat?
The crown hat.
And he did. He wears like a beanie one though. But it's like, I tell you, for a CW show, it's interesting how they did a twist on that. Like,
really?
So you sound like you liked it.
No.
It's okay.
It's okay.
You're among friends.
I can't say that I like it yet because I've only seen
viewers.
I've only seen like 2 or 3 episodes of it. But I'll tell you this: it's interesting how they did a take on like a goofy ass comic like that, and they made it kind of like dark with a story.
Well, dude, they have an actual comic to where the characters are like werewolf. Jughead, I think, is a werewolf and stuff. It's like really,
I never read those comics, the Archie comics.
Oh, I remember reading them like because they'd be at the supermarket. So like while you're sitting in line with your mom,
or in the pediatrician's office or something like that. Yeah,
and some asshole's got like 50,000 groceries in a 12-item line, and you're just like, all right, fuck.
Yeah, while you're in line, that's right. You're 100%
so I'm just gonna read this shit. So I would read it. And I knew, like, all the characters. Yeah. Veronica, Betty, Jughead.
I didn't know that.
Are you a Veronica or Betty?
I do both, man.
At the same time.
At the same time.
You got that voice, man. You got to draw them in, John.
That's right.
I'm a man, baby. No, I'm just kidding. No, but I'll tell you what. It's an interesting twist from what I've seen so far. And it's kind of... I do appreciate how they do, like, a fan service. Like, they left the dude's fucking crown hat thing on. But they made it like a beanie. They made it like a tasteful
little twist.
Yeah.
Like how are we going to bring this in?
The only thing I really dislike though is like Archie. They gave him red hair, but you can totally. It's so fucking
dye
bad.
job.
Yeah, but I don't know if they see. I got to go back and watch the rest of it. I don't know if they do it just to like fuck with you, just to be like, we know this is bad, like it's on purpose.
So Brie really likes this show, though.
She thinks it's good, and she actually watched because I think there's 2 seasons of it.
Yeah,
she's actually watched it twice.
No shit.
So she's into it.
And every once in a while, you got to watch what they want.
Well,
you do.
I'm with you because she was like.
Dude.
She's like, it's no Flash. Like, she was like being sarcastic because we all know I like the Flash.
Yeah.
But Flash is good, dude.
Yeah. Cindy's watching Handmaid's Tale right now.
I know.
Is that CW?
No, that's HBO.
What's the show?
No, Hulu.
What's the show that won all the Emmys?
Marvelous Miss Maisie. That's good, dude.
Is it good?
Yeah.
Is it like a comedy?
What's that on?
It's about a woman in the 50s.
Amazon.
It's about a woman in the 50s who takes on stand-up comedy. She's like the
won like 10 Emmys, dude.
Dude, it is good. Like it's not anything that we usually watch.
No shit.
But it's done really well. The acting's it's fantastic. It really is. And it's about this woman in the 50s who is the perfect in 50s terms, perfect wife. And her husband works for, I think, his father's company, and he has aspirations to be a stand-up comic, and so she supports them all the time. Like bribes with food, bribes the bar manager or the club manager to get him a chance to go up on stage and all this stuff. And she just comes by it naturally. And like he leaves her, and so he tries to. So
she goes up on stage.
She goes up on stage,
and she kicks ass.
She crushes. And like now that becomes her job, but
then his ego goes bleep.
Yeah, of course, it's the 50s, right?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
you can't do that.
That shit does not go down.
No, it's like that was the age of like know your role stuff.
Why can't you get it up anymore, hon? Well,
It's IQ.
Whereas I'm like, hey, if you want to run Google, go ahead. I'd be happy to just
do our podcast.
There's an Xbox calling my fucking name.
Make sure that
I got plenty of time on my hands.
Yeah,
no, dude, I'm from the
town.
house. I'm not saying that it's easy job at all, but it's like I would do that in a minute.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, there's no part in my DNA that says, I'm the man, so I need to. My ego can't handle my wife being the breadwinner in the house.
It's 2018. You ain't gonna me too me, man. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean?
20 years, they might be doing all that shit.
Yeah. Hey, man, whatever. If you want to do that shit, like
down.
I said, I'm down.
Fuck yeah! Are you kidding me? Yeah, and that's the only other thing that I think. I know what I wanted to bring up. There's Netflix did their Netflix original animated movie.
Yeah, you've been talking
the
about
next
it.
gen one.
Yeah,
I saw it.
How was it?
It was good.
No shit.
It was really good. Like there was a lot of things that surprised me about it. I mean, the writing was it's a very typical story, but like the matte paintings, like the backgrounds and everything like that were fantastic, beautiful. Like a lot of the way they lit it, like it didn't look like an amateur job as far as the animation was concerned. A couple of things about the way the characters were drawn and stuff that wasn't particularly my taste, but they did a lot of these cool little nods. Like they did a nod to the two of the characters were just like a Steve Jobs and a Wozniak, kind of like a nod to Apple. Another one was they did a nod to. I felt like I saw it. It was like to the. Not the Predator, but Predator, which was one of the robots in there. They showed his vision, and it did that like that noise, and then it showed the heat vision.
Yeah.
And then they did another one, which was he made a reference to like a phased plasma rifle and 40 gigawatts range.
Yeah.
That was Terminator, man, when he goes into the gun store. I would like a phased plasma rifle with a 40-watt range. And he's like, just what you see, buddy. And I was like, that's from Terminator, man.
It's cool that you picked up on all that, too.
Yeah.
I would have probably, not.
I wouldn't have got that.
And the main villain, spoiler, and the main villain had a piece of his face taken away, and he had a red eye skull.
Get out.
Yeah,
it's pretty awesome.
And I thought that it was just clever little nods. You know, it was just a bunch of geeks that were making that movie. It's like, no, it'd be cool. And, they threw a couple of those things in. So that's
worth watching. Cool. What's it called?
It's called Next Gen.
Next Gen, I'll check.
It's on Netflix. It's like we said before, it's their first step into the arena as far as like original.
Well, I am looking for something to watch. So
check it out for sure.
Speaking of which, I saw it's firing up this weekend or next weekend. But dude, I gotta give my hats off. Like 44 seasons of SNL, dude.
No shit. Yeah.
Well, that's what the whole Emmys was about. The Emmys was
fucking crazy.
There was also SNL actors doing the Emmys. It was, and then they culminated at the end with them winning the award. So, but 44 seasons, yeah, man, that's a huge nod, dude. And it's going strong. I don't see it stopping.
Yeah, I saw.
It's been Lorne Michaels the whole time.
Yeah,
right?
Well, no, he left for a little bit, and that one dude took over in the 80s. It was for like a year or two, and then he came back.
That's right.
Well, as long as Trump's in office,
shit.
still have SNL.
But
Dude,
but did you see in the news recently, like Chevy Chase, like kind of bashed it?
Yeah,
Why?
I didn't read the article though.
He took like a dump on it, like he was bashing the cast or whatever.
He has nothing to be fucking angry about. Like zero.
I don't know.
He's
just depressed because he's not doing shit right
He's
now.
the total opposite of Bill Murray. Like, I just rewatched the Parts
Murray.
Unknown
Awesome.
with Bill Murray in Charleston, and the guy, they start riffing on how good Anthony Bourdain goes deep in how good Patrick Swayze's Roadhouse is, and he says, Bill, in a very Bill Murray way, he's like, you know what I'm really surprised about? And I'm fucking up the line, but he goes, you know what I'm really surprised about you two? He goes, that there's someone out there that likes Roadhouse better than I did, or more than I did. Something along those lines, but he just delivers it.
And with his face.
And you could tell,
like, not nonchalant.
And he could on the inside, but I highly doubt this. This could all be a persona, but whatever persona that he's portraying, I want to believe that that's him.
Yeah.
And you look at him, and especially in that scene where he owns a minor league baseball team down there. And
Does he really?
Yeah. He's like, and I'm like, fuck, that guy's got a great life. He just looks like he is
Flies
in
from
it.
the seat of his pants.
And
too.
just happy.
And you know what? He's not the main actor in any movies anymore. He just has these cameos. He just pops the fuck in.
Yeah.
Best
does his
cameo
thing.
ever.
I know, right?
Zombieland.
I loved it.
I'm telling you though,
Amazing.
it seems like
Fucking Bill Murray.
but it seems like you were saying, and that's the point to it all, is that he's happy.
Yes.
It seems like he's happy. Like where Chevy, he's like angry.
He's
so
just,
angry to the fact that something that yeah, he was on the first season of SNL, but like nobody gives a fuck. Like, I don't know the context of somebody asking him like like why he gave his opinion or whatever, but like, you know, just be humble, dude. Just be like, yeah. It's
Why did he leave SNL, first of all?
well, it was like there was like a couple different.
I know, because
reasons.
Bill Murray came on, he got pissed about
Well, that and he rose to the top like you wouldn't fucking believe, and he got all these offers.
Yeah, did you?
And his
And then
ego
he
got
just-
like huge.
Yeah, and then he left, and he did like I think National Lampoons.
He
and then
did
something else too.
Caddyshack. He did Fletch.
It was like-
He was on a roll there for a while.
He did a movie called Modern Problems. I can't believe I remembered that.
But that's where I'm saying though essentially his good kickoff was SNL, dude.
Well,
100%.
he was a writer. He started out as a writer and then took over in the middle
so
of
if it
the
was
season. or
if it
something
was
like
me,
that.
even if the cast does suck in his opinion or whatever, dude, shut the fuck up.
Yes.
just be like, hey
Support
man,
them.
Yeah, exactly. They're young. They're trying to like get a career started. Just be like, yeah, you know, it's they're fine.
And let's
you
be
know what
honest,
I mean?
not every SNL cast was great. There were a couple seasons.
Or
that
say you don't even want to say they're fine because it goes against your like moral compass because you say you do think they suck. Just like deter or just fucking make something
defer.
up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Just makes him look bad.
Don't be an asshole. Is what I'm saying.
100%. And Howard used to fuck with him all the time. Used to call his
because
ass
he's
up.
a notorious dick.
Yeah, he used to call his ass up. He'd get a hold of his cleaning lady and get him on the air. And
Really?
stuff like
That's
that.
awesome.
Oh, and he hated him. Like, just hate. Like, Chevy hated Howard. Howard, I don't think gave a fuck. I think he was just doing Howard. And
That's the best part about Howard. He doesn't really give a fuck. I'm just going to keep fucking with you.
I think he gives a fuck a whole lot about his show, but I don't think he went to bed thinking, "Oh my God, Chevy hates me now. I'm not going to."
Yeah, well, he talks about some of his regrets. I mean, his one regret was like Robin Williams. Apparently, he had like some thing with like Robin Williams where Robin Williams took it like the wrong way, but also he said something that he wished he never did.
He tried to instigate him a little bit.
And then, matter of fact, like it was like a month before.
he died.
He died. He was actually like going to call him, and he was talking to his wife. He's like, you know, that's one thing like I regret, and I want to like call him and let him know how much I appreciate his work and all that stuff, and that I'm sorry. And he never did. And he's like, that's like one of his biggest regrets.
That's a lot of therapy for Howard too. He's
They're
come
working
a long
around
way.
they're working around the clock on that motherfucker. He's a dark individual.
Well, and all his I liked his interview with Letterman. I thought it would have changed because I don't listen to him on Siri. I'm like, and I haven't listened to him since he's been on since he was last time I
Which
listened
series
to him.
bought out Pandora today?
yeah,
Did they really?
3.5.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
3.5 billion.
No kidding. That was a brilliant move.
They needed to because Sirius radio is not what it used to be.
Yeah, that's a brilliant move.
Yeah.
But like Howard, like back in the day, like John DeBella from '93, he tormented that guy. He locked horns with you. It's a death roll until you die and submit. And he did it with Imus. He did it with DeBella. He did it with everybody. And
Imus fucking deserved it.
Imus was a piece of shit.
I don't even know who he is.
Don Imus was the king of radio at one point, and he owned the New York market.
He was a dick to Howard, too.
And he was really shitty.
Howard was trying to bust in. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Howard was actually, like he said, he was like asking for tips and shit, and the guy just like wouldn't even like bat an eye at him. He was just a total dick. Treat him like a total piece of shit, like he didn't even exist.
Yeah, that's it.
And he wouldn't even admit, like even later in his time, like Imus wouldn't even admit defeat. Like he was like still like he was like
he crushed him into powder. It's like
nothing. Like he was like a total fucking nothing. Like
But anyway,
part of the reason why Howard is the way he is. Howard might be a dick when it comes to fucking with people, but at the end of the day, it sounds like I don't know the guy, we don't know the guy, but it sounds like when you get to meet him personally, he's not like that big of a dick. It's just more for the show.
Yeah, well, and when I like I said, when I last listened to him was when he was on terrestrial radio, which was what, 20 years ago?
Yeah.
Nah, 06 is when he went over to so you might be right. 06 is when he went over to Sirius.
Okay, so it's
12 years ago.
Yeah, 12 years ago. Thanks.
Because he was on.
I wasn't ready for math.
What was he on, like 94.5 or something around here?
He was on 94.1.
Yeah,
94.1. Now it's
K-Rock, they would consider.
Yeah, but
I listened to him for a while.
So that's the one that I know, and then I listened to him getting interviewed by Letterman, and he came with some. He was entertaining as hell, but he came with some humility. He talked about a little bit about some of the regrets that he had, and therapy helped him and all that stuff. So I thought that was really cool. You see where he's evolved.
Oh fuck yeah, and progressed in I'm going to say the best interviewer at this point.
Well, that's what they say. A lot of people say he's a great interviewer.
I don't give a fuck.
But the funny part about him is it's like almost a chicken and the egg thing. I mean, he has all these regrets, but he would have never got there without pushing the limit.
Yeah.
100%.
You know, you can have these regrets now and say, "I'm so sorry for what I did."
His torment is the bane of that show. Like him being such a dark individual and so conflicted internally and needing to see a psychiatrist or whatever in his childhood or whatever. Well, that makes the show.
Yeah,
him beating like in something so minute as his limo driver, like speeding or hitting the brakes for an entire show is hilarious. You know what I mean? Or like something so stupid and minute and him just beating the shit out of it is fucking funny.
It's where they got Seinfeld from.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
No, that was from real Larry David.
Yeah.
Shit.
That's what I mean. All about going about a limo driver who meant nothing to whatever was happening. All right, go ahead.
No, that's all I have for this week. Anything else before we close up?
No,
that movie wasn't bad. That clock in the walls.
No fucking beavers or anything like that going on.
No beaver fucking.
I just want to see if there was an update on that. Is the kid is he expecting or anything like that?
All's the update is
baby beavers.
Yeah, the only update is be glad you don't have that last name.
You're right.
All right. On that note, thank you all for joining us for this week's episode of the Nick, John, and Jamie Show. Please be sure to subscribe to our show if you're not already subscribing. We can be found on iTunes and Google Play and Stitcher and Spotify and YouTube. And if you're really digging the show, leave us a kind word or two. You can also follow us on the Twitters. You can follow us at NJJ Show, and on Instagram we're at NJJ Show. And if you're on Facebook, we do have a page up for the show, and you can just simply search the Nick, John, and Jamie Show and follow our page. Thank you, everybody, and have an awesome week.